here has ever asked for something from the heart, received it, got more than you bargained for, but then you realized that you had absolutely nothing to do with the orchestration of it? Raise your hands.
That's a complicated question.
Well, that's exactly the place that I've been in since May of 2016. Greetings, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. My name is Michelle Jewell, and I'm presenting a little bit of me tonight with all of you. See me shaking. Originally, I'm from Harlem. We regarded as a village because we really have this community where it takes a whole village to raise one. So that means that if I was ever seen by somebody else's mom or pop doing something I had no business doing, they snatched me, took care of me, held me until my mother came home. I was taken care of again, and that was it. I miss those days because they're traditional. A lot of young people don't have that, but that's not really part of the speech. I am the youngest of three. I'm the mother to a son. I'm a writer, a storyteller, and a believer that once you tap into creativity, you can never exhaust it. 2008, I left New York, came to Florida, stayed in Tampa, had an apartment before I moved in, left the city, took care of a job, was blessed to get a job within 3 days. Oh. A lot of blessings. Became content. Stayed in Tampa for 9 years. But I had this rumbling that was taking place under me. Didn't know what it was, but knew it wouldn't go away. 2014, I was introduced to a little pamphlet and looked for the female version of it, As a Man Thinketh. The female version is by Dorothy Holt. Shook me to my core, pissed me off. I knew I had a lot of forgiveness to work through after that reading. What it did was it opened up a cliche, which I carried with me, which is wherever you go, you take you with you. Mad. Feeling like a rabid dog. Because now, my whole world has been turned upside down. And I have so much work to do on me. Like, who's gonna help me? And the answer is no one. I said a prayer, which is my request. And 2 years later, under the guise of taking a job in Jacksonville, that prayer was being answered. I'm not the kind of woman who would ever give up a place to live. But I surrendered my apartment to go be of service to women who wanted a second shot at life. That doesn't make me special. It makes me a faithful woman because I had no idea of what was to take place. Within the first 32 hours of being in Jacksonville, I was alerted in spirit that I would be homeless in 2 weeks. October 7th, 2016, I was rendered homeless. Was terminated from the job. I was fine with it because I had been pre-prepared. Led me through Florida a little bit, got me to San Antonio, back to Florida, here in St. Pete with all you fabulous people. And that prayer in 2014 was about development. How do I make myself better for me? How do I make myself better for my fellows? Am I more responsible? Am I considerate in how I deal with people? That prayer told me that my story is not about homelessness, because at some point you have to leave the story alone or it makes you weak. My story is about understanding that the greatest form of homelessness is not being connected to your spirit. That's what I found for myself. And so here I am in St. Pete. What am I gonna do? San Antonio introduced me to Toastmasters. I knew the development was necessary. I had to get back to it. I found you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for allowing me to share me with you.
What a powerful icebreaker that was. Great job, Michelle.
Thank you.
Our next icebreaker is from our DJ,